Welcome back. So now you've seen how we can deploy an app and you've seen a lot of different things, but there are a few things that kind of annoy me right here, and that is that we're doing a lot of work on the client side. We're doing too much work on the client side. Pretty much what I mean is when we need to add a product right here, we need to call a function, right? Get, we add a product right here. Now that has to call a couple of functions, first uploading the image, then adding the product. It has to kind of, how do we even delete a single product? That would also mean that we'd have to do like so many pipes and stuff like that. There's just too much client work right now. So we're going to end this series now. Now you guys have, I hope that you got some idea about how we can use piping, how we can use observables, how we can use Firebase to kind of build some kind of application. But what I want to show you next is how we can use functions in Firebase to do some crazy things and create a real backend. Stuff like when I delete a product, I wanted to also remove the image, I wanted to remove the file metadata, and I wanted to actually remove the actual image that I want to delete. And the backend can do it on its own. Everything can be done on the actual backend without us having to do everything inside Angular. If I didn't use functions, you know, if I did the delete, I would have to kind of go into my product right here. Let's just find the product service. And when I delete it, I would kind of have to go in myself. When I delete a product, I'd have to say first, go and delete the actual product, then go and delete the image, then go and delete the file image metadata. But what if we could remove that from the client side, the Angular part, and remove it back to where it belongs, which is actually on Firebase, hidden from the world. So whenever I did delete product with a specific product ID, I could actually go in automatically and let Firebase clean up my database, my storage on its own. That's one of the things we're going to test and use inside the functions part in the next series. Another thing I want to cover is kind of like when we save data or we create new files, what if we could actually create the metadata on the backend again, and again get rid of some of these redundant calls that we actually do right here when we actually create a file in our service. Right now you'll notice that when I upload a file first, I kind of upload metadata, then I go and upload the actual file. What if we could put that again, remove it from the front end and get it to the back end, so that took care of that part as well. Don't worry, we'll look into it. It's amazing stuff. And we're going to use Firebase functions for that. So there's going to be a lot of work right here. We're going to start using this area right here in our Firebase setup. It's going to be freaking amazing. But this series is over. Now you guys have a basic understanding on modules, on observables, on async calls, piping, a lot of crazy stuff. I know it's complex, but you kind of just have to dive into it and start learning it. Next series, we're going to start looking at functions to kind of pull some of the client information to the backend and let Firebase take care of the heavy work. That's it for this series. See you next time. Have fun.